Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you are new, hello, I am Yasmin. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Sagittarius, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. We're going to be using a few of the oracles before we get into the tarot. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and pull a few cards here for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, one of the first cards that's coming out here is air element. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sorry, I have a background here. So here is air element. Some of you guys could be dealing with a air sign. This could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or you have this in your chart. I also see Scorpio in your reading as well. Now, this is what this card says. It says that you are in a more, let me see, creative, more new ideal type of energy. But it says pay attention to your thoughts because your thoughts create your reality. Here it talks about communication from other people. Like I said, air element is always this looks so weird when I put this in front. This looks hilarious, but anyway. But anyway, air element is always communication. It is the thought, it is the tongue, it's the conversations that you have with people. So here, I like the fact that it says pay attention to your thoughts. Now, for some of you, the reason why this is coming out the way that it is because you are, I don't know why I feel like you're dealing with Aquarius, or there's something dealing with Aquarius in your chart. And Pluto is an Aquarius. So this is going to be a revolution of the mind. That's how I feel. Or the way that you speak to people, or maybe conversations that's going to be very transformative. That is something that I see. And another reason why I say that is because Scorpio is at the bottom of the deck, and we already know Scorpio is 8th house. Anything dealing with that 8th house is automatically transformative. So again, Aquarius keeps popping out in this reading. I don't know why. And you don't see it behind the scenes, but that's the card that keeps turning over. But of course, like I said before, because Pluto is inside of Aquarius, you probably need to know where that is in your chart. But like I said, here with Scorpio, this is basically what it says. Scorpio deals with lust, it deals with obsessions, it deals with codependency, that type of thing. And it says it doesn't have to be all bad, anything that you are obsessing over. So let's say you're trying to figure out something when it comes down to your working career, that type of stuff. But here it says, just be sure that your obsession is with your own self-care and your potential, not dealing with other people, that type of thing, right? Meaning not being obsessed with other people, not being obsessed with, things that are not going to benefit you. Okay, based on this card here. And again, like I said before, I feel a lot of air. Aquarius and Libra coming out very strongly. And also, like I said, here with the Scorpio energy, either it could be in your chart or that is who you are dealing with. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. This is for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, where the hell are you guys? Where are you? Let's get one more here for Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, the last card in this deck says, pay me. Now, this literally says that expect to receive some money that is owed to you real soon. It says, or someone could be helping you financially in some kind of way. So for a few of you, this could be what the issue is. Not even an issue, but some of you guys are waiting for someone to pay you, or you're waiting for money to come in. I like the fact that this card says that you will be paid promptly. Okay, and it could be money that's unexpected. So either for some of you, you know that money is coming in. Or for others, this could be, just money that someone is just going to give to you out of the blue. But either way, that is what I'm saying here for you guys. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into your reading. We're going to actually go with the tarot. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you, Sag. Let's see. If anyone is in the chat, can you guys say something so I'll know that it's working? You guys can hear me, because this is an awfully low amount of people. Can you guys see me, hear me okay? Whoever's in the chat, please. Hey, Chatty Chicky, thank you so much for that. Okay. All right, now the first card that's coming out here for you is the Four of Cups. Now, one thing that I can tell you based on the Four of Cups, it is a sense of discontentment, okay? We're going to get to the love energy, okay? We already kind of got to the money coming in here, that type of stuff, and other things that you need to know. But here with the Four of Cups, this is like a discontentment, okay? So for some of you, you guys got rejected, or someone is making you feel rejected. Maybe they're not calling you when you want them to call. Maybe they're not picking up the phone. Now, I do believe that for some of you, we got to get a little bit serious with this reading. For some of you, this is someone that you are in a partnership with. Now, I don't tell you guys what to do. You have to make your own choice when cards like this come out. Because if you feel that your partner isn't in love with you, or if you feel that your person doesn't love you, that is going to be a discussion that you and them need to have over coffee, okay, or over dinner. Okay, so I do feel like there is someone that you are dealing with, okay, that you are talking to, whether it's a full-blown partnership or if it's like maybe you've been dating for a few months. You don't feel as loved, and I'm not really sure what the problem is yet. We're going to see in a minute. But some of you guys don't feel appreciated or loved by your person here, just based off of what I'm saying. Okay, I feel like maybe you tried to you know how sometimes you get excited about stuff and then you tell your person, you tell the other person that you're dealing with. Sometimes this happens even with friends, and you want them to be just as excited. You're like, oh, we're going to go on this vacation. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it just feels like your person may not be as thrilled about the connection, or something is going on with them and they're not telling you. So it's making you feel rejected in some type of way. For others, the reason why this card is coming out is because you're dealing with someone who is married. Okay? You're dealing with someone who is either in a full-blown connection with somebody else. And of course, you're not going to be the main attraction. Okay? So again, like I said before, a lot of you have to make decisions based on that. Now, let's go ahead. Let's keep going. This is going to be for Sagittarius. Let's see what else is coming out here for Sag. Oh, sorry. Camera shaking. Now, y'all, some of y'all know better, right? Because the High Priestess is coming out. Now, see, this really is letting me know that for some of you, you are the secret person. Okay? So for some of you Sagittarius, remember when I said before, this has something to do with, you being a person that's behind the scenes. Even if this person isn't married, or even if this person isn't in a full-blown committed relationship, you are the secret. No one knows that you're around. No one knows anything about you. It's that type of thing. And it doesn't have to be marriage all the time, right? But have you met the friends? Have you met the family? Are you just someone that they're just going to talk to when they're bored? Okay, these are the conversations you need to have, because you also have to look at the card that we saw before, right? So before it said, well, I'm speaking as a Sagittarius. Well, I feel rejected by my person. I don't feel loved. Okay, and then it came out with you being a High Priestess. It's like, well, who's hiding me up under a table? Okay, and that is basically what this is saying. So whether you are a mistress or a mister, or you are dealing with someone who is not necessarily taking you seriously, there needs to be some pondering of thoughts, because part of the High Priestess talks about intuitiveness and being in your highest, state of self-awareness, okay? Because the High Priestess don't play that. Now, some of you guys are kind of turning a blind eye to something here too, especially if you are in a committed relationship. If you are in a committed relationship, you're at a crossroad. And there is secrets between you and your person. Even if it's feelings, there's secrets between you and your person, and you guys are not expressing it. Interesting. Now, let's go back to the first card that came out. Remember, the first card came out was air element. Remember what we said. It had everything to do with the mind, the tongue, and communication. And so I feel like someone isn't really saying what they really need to say in a relationship. There's things that are being kept hidden. And this is also kind of that. This just kind of fell out by accident. We got another card we're going to pull. Some of you are dealing with a Virgo. This is self-reflection. This is in harmony with the High Priestess card too. Imagine feeling lonely in your connection. Imagine you feeling lonely dealing with somebody. You've been with somebody for 6 months and you still don't feel a part of their life. And see, remember, the Virgo card here is basically saying, well, you're going to go back. You need to go back and retract. What is it that you need? And why aren't you facing the truth about this situation? Okay, because remember, the Hermit card is always Lucifer is the enlightened one. So there needs to be some type of self-awareness based on that card. But let's go ahead. Let's keep going. This is for Sagittarius. I think I said a heavy air. Aquarius is just dominating this reading, which I usually don't see that for Sagittarius. But I see Aquarius, I see Libra, Gemini, and I see Pisces, and I see Scorpio so far, and then Virgo just popped out. This is for Sagittarius. Last one. Here is the Knight of Swords. That same person that made you feel like you weren't important. The person that made you feel rejected. The person that most likely probably even went silent on your ass. Silent treatment. They didn't open up. Is coming back up in here. And it's funny because the energy has changed. You can totally tell that the energy has changed. Now this person is like, oh, I miss you, and they are landing on pretty thick. But see, they disappear because there's another person around. Now, I hate to see this. I hate to see that I usually don't do third parties too much in my readings. I just feel like I don't have to talk about that all the time. But the thing is, I feel like maybe they thought that the other person was going to be beneficial for them in some type of way. Beneficial, I don't care. I don't care how you want to say how that person is going to be beneficial. Maybe they just thought that they were going to be better for them at that point. I don't know. But I felt like it was because of someone else that they left. So technically, did they cheat? I'm not saying that they did. But I do believe that they went in another direction. Now, all of a sudden, this person has had an epiphany moment. And that is going to come in here because this is the Knight of Swords. Again, swords. Now, we talked about the air sign, which is full-blown communication. So if you have not talked to anybody, and the High Priestess says you had no idea of their whereabouts, be prepared for this person to come in. That is what this is basically saying, okay? So the Knight of Swords is this person coming in towards you. I would say, I'm not going to say tomorrow, but I would say pretty soon, okay? Based off of what I see. Some of you are also dealing with, there is, the third party is aware of you, or you could be aware of the person. The only thing that I can say based off of this energy is that there's some hastiness, some rash energy, communication from the other person, whether you're going to try to communicate with them or they're going to communicate with you. That's what I see. But if you pay close attention to this card, that's a nasty type of conversation. That's nasty. And this can catch some of you off guard, by the way. Now, if we had to go back to the other part of the reading, you guys had Scorpio that came out. Scorpio talks about obsessions, and we just said that. There is someone who doesn't want to let this person go. Okay? And Scorpio also deals with its obsession is codependency, it's lust, it's sex, it's desire. I don't know if your person, maybe, are good in bed and this person is just hooked on them. I don't know. But somebody is in this energy. And I find it just a little odd that this card came out talking about obsessions and we are dealing with a trifecta in this reading. Okay? Just telling you it's a little nasty based on that Shiva energy. I think this is Shiva, right? Based on that, this looks a little nasty to me. So communication by tongue or someone texting, calling you out of the blue, it is not going to be pretty based off of what I see. Now, if you guys find out that your person is cheating, then this will be you. Okay, this is a total tongue lashing just based off of what I'm seeing here. We're not even done. That was only 3 cards. We have one more card to come out here. And we got one spill the tea card that I want to pull. I want to see what's going to come out. This is for... Wow. You guys had all water signs that's coming out here. So you guys had Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. These were all, this is the last card. So this is most likely the energy that some of you guys are dealing with, whether it's their rising or their moon, okay, or their actual sun sign. These are the signs that I see. I want to make sure I repeat myself because I had Libra, Aquarius coming out very strongly, Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo, and now here Cancer. Now here with the Chariot card, someone is going to be moving in a different direction just based off of what I see, okay? And the reason why this is because, again, the 7 above that man's head is saying you want to be in a committed relationship. You want to be in something serious, more stable. And this does not look like a stable situation. A lot of y'all been knowing this is going on. A lot of y'all been new. Like you've even held back your feelings from this person. Like you just want to just tell them everything that you feel and just throw your arms around them, but you can't because you already know what this is about. Okay? There's heavy vulnerability coming from somebody in this read. But the Chariot card is saying that there's going to be a new direction here. And it's because it's been too frustrating. I want to show you what's at the bottom of the deck. Now, this was the last card, but at the bottom of the deck, you guys got this card. That's right, Gemini. The Lover's card. There's the trifecta. It ended with the trifecta, okay? So this is what you guys are running away from or moving on, moving on from, okay? And I do feel like there's going to be someone that you're going to meet, okay? Again, in the future, there's going to be somebody that you want. But it started off telling me that you feel rejected, you feel unloved, you feel unwanted by your person. And this has nothing to do with you, y'all. The Chariot card says for you to move on and to walk away with your head held high, not looking towards the ground because you feel like the person didn't want you or they didn't fight for you. It has nothing to do with that. Based off of what I'm seeing, I just don't think that they were a good person anyway. Okay, just based off of what I see. Now, we're going to do this in Decan form. That's right. Now, next time I do this, I'm going to have the Decans in the description box. Decans are the first few days of each sign. I think the first few days of Sagittarius is like the first, 10 days maybe, or 7 or 8. Then you have the 9th day through the 16th, and then you have like the 17th through like the 20 something. Check and see where you are in the Decan, because that's how I'm going to be pulling these cards now, okay? If you are a Sagittarius in the first Decan Sagittarius, I'm going to pull in front of the camera so you can see. This is what you're going to be experiencing regarding love. Wow, be careful with sex, because I did see that your person or some of you guys have been burned, literally burned by someone sexually as far as STD. So just be careful. This did not come out on the camera, but it did talk about that someone around you or someone that you've been dealing with is holding some type of grudge, okay? But I want to do this in front of the camera. Sorry, y'all. First Decan Sag. This is what that says. They are lying through their teeth, hoping that you believe it. Okay? And this person has a hard time following through on a lot of different shit dealing with your relationship. Okay? And this is also something that is they're hoping. Here it says they actually believe their own lies. This is when they argue with you, when you catch them up. And you be like, I literally have a picture with you in the car with somebody. Like, that ain't me. Or that's an old picture. Like they were literally argue with you down. And so with that whole thing, they're believing their lies. Oh yeah, this is a little craziness, but this is what I see. But it says they are lying through their damn teeth. And a lot of you already know that you're dealing with a straight up, liar, okay, habitual liar here. Now, this doesn't mean that the second and third Decan Sagittarius cannot relate. It just means that some of you guys are on different timelines, and this is why I'm saying it in a Decan form, okay? Now, this is a card for the second Decan Sagittarius. Second Decan Sagittarius says, try too hard and getting nowhere. Sorry. Trying too hard and getting nowhere. I just feel like this is basically saying that you are inside or you're in a connection that has no potential, that has no growth, okay? One person is trying really hard to make a relationship work, and the other person is like, okay, I love everything that you're doing for me. Thank you so much, Sag. I love everything that you're giving me, that you are, how you're making me feel. But I'm not saying that it can't be reciprocal, but again, remember, part of growth has everything to do with both parties participating. This person right here isn't. This person is like, what do you want me to do? Okay. Now, on the other side, it literally says, trying too hard and overcompensating. Again, this is the same thing. This one sucks even worse than the other one, because I will say not all Sagittariuses are the angel in this reading. That means that your person is doing everything in their power to get your attention, and for them, they want you to love them. And a lot of you are looking the other way. That's your prerogative, right? But for some of you Sagittarius, you're doing too much. You're overcompensating. You're the one, again, like I told you before, trying too hard. You're the one that's trying to make everything work. You're putting in all the work in this relationship, and that's a no. And again, it doesn't mean that the first and the third decans do not relate to this. This is just for you particular second decan Sagittariuses. Now, for the third decan Sag, a card popped over. I don't know what that was. Some of you guys have kitty. Some of you guys like cat. I want to show you what popped out. I want to pull it in front of you, though. Someone wants to be set free. They want you to let them go. Or it says they want to be free, so you need to let them go. This person, no matter what you do, you are not able to come. Listen, third decan Sag. All of y'all, but particular third decan. It does not matter what you do. This person is full of discontentment. They are difficult to please. And damn near impossible to please. So here it says that, you know, they are all over the place, basically. They're dealing with different people because they don't really find satisfaction in any one particular person. So you see why Spirit is like, just let them go. Okay. Now, at the bottom of the deck, it literally says someone loves playing cat and mouse games, but is it worth it? I doubt it. But anyway, let's get your card on camera. Your card here says cock blocking. There it is. Now, this is definitely for the third decan Sag. Remember, the whole reading was basically talking about third parties. And for you, you are definitely dealing with somebody that's a third party energy. Okay, third decan Sagittarius. Sorry, I'm not looking. I'm looking at the screen and not looking at my phone. My bad. I'm looking at the screen. So here it says they want you and is willing to risk it. So there is definitely someone in the way. Now, remember I said, whoever wants somebody, don't give a damn that the other person is around. And again, you know, I just use examples, whether that is someone that they're dealing with, whether that is you dealing with somebody. I don't give a damn about somebody else being in this person's life. This is who I want. So this is just basically saying somebody is extremely determined to get the person that is dealing with somebody else. That's what it's saying. Okay. And somebody is kind of losing control a little bit. And I would say this is like that crazy love. That's what this feels like. Okay. Now, again, this can also apply to the first and second decan. Sagittarius, this is what I have for you guys. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, all the information is down below in the description box. I love you. I will see you later. Bye.